Hey guys, welcome back to Playing in Space with Planethead. Um, Basically kind of doing this off the cuff. What we got? There we go. I don't know if that's any good. Gonna try to get a little video in here before I watch the Eagles play. Hopefully they'll win today. Um, Also got the puppy just to the right of me. There we go. Good girl. Um, Honestly, I just woke up. I got my coffee in here. Just wanting to relax and play some EVE Online. um, Long story short, gonna keep this one a little bit short, I think. Um, I just wanted to pop a video up and go over a few things that I kind of ran into the last couple days. This is the beginning of my weekend, so I'm probably gonna get a little bit more rest after the game and play a lot more Eve tonight and tomorrow. But I am exhausted from work, so this is kind of nice to relax here and not do anything other than do this. So let's jump in. I did write some notes up here while I was playing this week. One little update that I'm kind of going to start doing is I kind of want to see my own progression with this character as I'm going along. So I'm writing down some key notes every so often and dating them. Just doing a quick character update just to give myself that reinforcement of any type of progression. Um, Simplest part is pulling up your net worth on your character profile, throwing that in there. Now that can be off and on. Um, I think if you have multiple characters, I think your net worth is actually affected by your Plex account. Plus, it could be affected by a few other things. But when you're keeping your character as simple as I am, that's just a nice little number that I can look at every once in a while until I get a little bit more intricate. I don't know if you guys heard that. Somebody's yawning right next to me. Um, so one of the bonuses of doing this whole move to the bedroom while I'm working, or move to the office while I'm working on the bedroom, is, let's see if I can get her in here. I get to sit right next to this little one while she sits on my bed. And whenever I move into, yeah, she's scratching right now. Okay, there she is. Over here? Okay. Um, So she may not pop on the screen as much because she's just basically able to lie right next to me, which tells me when I do set up my new office, I need to have a bed right next, because it's really nice to be able to just reach over and pet my puppy. Yeah. Um, Back to Eve. Gotta get away from the puppy for a little while. Um, so the other thing too is to keep track of my corporation at the time. I'm still in my NPC Corp. I think I'm going to talk a little bit about that today's video. Um, and then the current ships that I'm kind of currently flying, nothing special right now. Um, Still flying and doing the agent missions with the Incursus. Um, my hauler is my Nearest that I got for free, and my Venture is my mining ship that I got for free doing the career missions. Where the main station I'm at is in Miss Neden. And then what my current major faction standings are, if I'm going to be focused on missioning and doing manufacturing, that sort of thing. I want to kind of keep track of these. As far as the missions go, or I'm sorry, the faction rankings go, this is a tough one for me. So as I've been completing some of these level one storyline missions, obviously my Galente and my Minmatar rankings have been going up, and my Amar and Caldari have been slowly going down. The question is, and I haven't figured out which I want to do. Do I just continue with the Galente or Minmatar and keep raising these up, or do I try to balance them out? Because um, you get twice as many ranking points by doing a faction. Um, Whereas, but you do lose them. So if you bounce between, let's say I do, you know, missions up to one storyline mission for the Galente, and then I switch over and do them for the Caldari, slowly over time, and it would take a very long time, I think. But factions, all of the factions would slowly raise up into positive, and I wouldn't have to push things so hard. Um, but if I want to just focus on playing as a Galente character, I could really get into some higher level missions a lot quicker, and be able to do that sort of thing. Currently, I'm not sure what I want to do. I just think I'm just going to stick with doing the Galente missions. I've got that little, I think I talked about it in the last video. I've got that little goal of mine to get my missions up to 10.0 with one agent and see if anything happens. And I know nothing will happen, but I just want to see. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with this. But I'm thinking about once every week or 2 weeks, I'm just going to drop a little tracking note in here and kind of see where I'm at, how I've progressed. And then sometimes when you look at what you've done, it can give you a few ideas of what you want to do in the future. So I might do that, but I'll probably pull it up again the next time I drop down a little thing and show you guys how I progress there. Missions, still doing the missions. Um, so I've talked about that enough recently, so I'll stay away from that for now. Um, daily checklists. So one thing that I have been doing with my skills is being Galente. Um, I've talked about this a little bit in the past. They mainly fly drones, or that's one of their major bonuses, is their ships are really good with drones. Um, I threw all the drone 1 through 5 skills in there. I'm on level 5 right now. I could actually, I think, dump enough unallocated skill points in right now to get to level 5, but I haven't actually flown a ship that can use 5 drones. I could very easily do that by picking up a Tristan. I may mess around with that sometime this weekend. If I do, I'll throw those skills in here. The other nice part is sometime this weekend, I want to see. I've obviously you can see here, I don't have anything in my skill tree other than the drones. I want to look at where I'm at and plan out at least the next week or 2 weeks as to what my next goals are. Is it a ship that I want to fly? Is it to get myself more in tune with manufacturing? I think I might do something involved around that. Do I boost up a little bit in the mining? So I'm not 100% sure, but that's where I'm at with that. So just doing my daily checks here. No real mail to be involved. Um, got a few at the beginning, got a few invites to join corporations, um, but those were just these. Anytime you boot up a new character, you're going to get a couple of different groups who just instantaneously join you, or ask you to join without even doing any research or stuff. Um, that said, maybe the theme of this video, it's not going to be too long, but would be my thoughts or beginning thoughts on a corporation to join or what I want to do next. And so, hold on, I need more coffee. I'm also coming down with a cold, so my normally nasally voice is even worse than it is. Or I don't think it's a cold, it's more exhaustion plus a few allergies from the changing of the seasons. Or I don't know if that's allergies or not, but I got some coffee here. I need to pick up some good apple cider. Yeah, and heat that up. I think I might do that later on. I freaking love the fall. Okay. Hey, this is my favorite time of the year. Um, so corporations. Um, I think I might watch a few more. I haven't really watched a whole lot of videos of corporations, but I did just watch one, which was a nice little commentary. I think he might be a new YouTube streamer. I'm going to pull his channel up here real quick. If you guys want to check him out. Um, let's see here. His name is Buckland Fondue. I've only watched about one and a half. I watched all of this video. He's a lot more constrained in his thoughts than I am. I think he actually plans his videos, which wow, that's a bonus because I don't. um, but he did have a video that I watched all the way through called "Surviving the Struggles of Joining a Corp in EVE Online." This came out about 2 months ago. I think he's doing something fairly kind of similar to what I'm doing. He's playing Eve from the get-go and what he's running into. So this was a pretty good video, just a commentary of his struggles of joining. And he went through uh, the processes that you're told to do. So again, it's Buckland Fondue. So Bucklin uh, space Fondue. He's got a channel for Eve. Um, in the video, and I don't want to spoil it. I mean, but he does talk about going through the full process of going on to the chat rooms and doing research and then applying for different corporations and then having to wait for those corporations and then being asked for an API key and uh, then waiting and waiting. You'll get the theme of it. He does a funny little theme there. Uh, I liked it where he sends a message, then you're waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen. And so, long story short, pretty good video to get started there. I'm going to try to take a little bit more time to check in on him. I am kind of stuck on a new video series that has nothing to do with Eve, which is kind of taking up my YouTube time, other than like watching the Eagles, my regular stupid videos that I watch. So I may throw that out there in the next video. Um, so I haven't been able to watch enough of Buckland's yet. There's some other guys out there that have done some good stuff, but that's one of the more recent ones that talked about joining a corporation. That said, um, in my mind, there's three ways you can go in this game as far as being part of a corporation. The first one is the easiest one, but probably the least positive, is just don't join a corporation. Just stay in a NPC corporation. And then the second one is one that I've done a ton in the past, and that's just a money saving thing is to create your own one man corporation so you're not paying that 11% tax. But when you do something like that, you're kind of limiting yourself in other aspects. And then you have the third one, which is kind of what Buckland was looking into. And there's a lot of different facets of this, um, which I'll talk about, is um, joining a regular corporation, that a player controlled or created corporation that's out there. So I'll talk about the first one really briefly. Obviously, I'm still in this NPC corporation. If you look at my transactions um, that I've been doing, I'm losing every time I do an agent mission. Every time I kill a rat, I'm losing ISK. And this is ISK that goes to the nether regions. It just goes away. Um, a lot of red on my transaction sheet here. Um, even my daily goals, my rewards, I'm being taxed on. I almost feel like um, there was a town I lived in that just I just moved out about 4 years ago. It was like every 6 months they raised the taxes. And I don't even know how anybody lives anywhere. I'm a guy who doesn't mind paying taxes if it goes towards something in the real world. You know, if I see my roads are being taken care of, if I see my police are being watched after, if I'm seeing my parks being fixed up, I pay my taxes anyway, but I have no problem paying taxes. But man, the place I used to live in, it was just constant every 6 months. I would look at, and it wasn't just that. It was my sewer bill was constantly going up, my trash bill was going up, my water bill was constantly going up. I finally just moved away because I was like, but there was no change, there was no positive, and it was way above what inflation was. Okay, I'm going down the road. This is why this bothers me, the red on my sheet here, because these taxes, this 11% goes absolutely nowhere. It's just the game sifting through that money. They're not building new Stargates with the taxes that I'm spending in Eve on these NPC corporations. Now, I haven't moved on from an NPC corporation because I wasn't completely sure what I want to do, but I really should do something fairly soon. Um, so, really, you kind of want to get out of that as quickly as possible. Um, hold on. Can you tell I'm sick? But you know what? Just talking in this video is waking me up. So the second one, this is one that I've done a bunch. I'm just going to hit on it briefly. You can create your own corporation. If you just want to play the game and do what you're doing, it would actually be feasible for me um, with my gameplay style right now uh, to do this is to um, just create my own corporation that I'm collecting all the taxes. And I'm not losing any of that money. I think there's an initial corporation creation fee of like 1,000,000 ISK, but boy, you can make that back in like a couple hours. Um, and you can make your little icon and stuff like that. The only problem there I find, and I'm somebody who likes to play on his own most of the time with most games, but you're limiting yourself a bit socially. Yeah, there's other ways you can get outside of it, but when you're part of a corporation and a group, you can have common goals and common themes and common spots that you want to do. Buckland actually talks about that too in his video. Whenever he was originally trying to sign up for a corporation, he was looking for a faction warfare corporation, and he applied to. He found two that might fit. He ended up applying one. He goes through that story. But you have common goals. You have common things. If you want to join a production corporation, you can do that. And you learn from those corporations. You learn, and then those corporations will be part of alliances that you can learn from, and um, you can have things that you're doing. Can there be negatives a part of that? Obviously, anytime you're part of a social situation, but um, the uh, the bonuses are definitely more gained toward being part of a group. Um, that said, I think someone should stay in their own or in an NPC corporation until they really figure out what they want to do. Unless they're completely blind to the game and they're just trying to start out first, then I would say maybe join one of the newer corporations, especially one of the player-friendly corporations, new player-friendly. Um, I would even suggest maybe trying to get into Eve University if they're still uh, doing that sort of thing. So, so they to recap, I'm going down a road and I'm getting off kilter. Number one, you can stay in the NPC corporation. I would not suggest it for too long. I've been playing with this character on my return for about a little bit over 2 weeks, and I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to be able to make a little bit of ISK. I need to start looking for the next step. The next one is create your own corporation, which I may do for a little bit because I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. And if I'm going to join any corporation that's out there, you really want to do your research prior to that. And maybe I'll do some videos on that. And then at some point, I think I might want to join a corporation. Now, the question is, do I want to join an up and coming corporation? Would I want to join a corporation that's been around for a while? Or would I want to join a corporation that's more into warfare or things like that, or really focused on what I'm doing? Um, I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I'm reserving judgment on that. I'll probably just stick in this NBC corporation for a little while. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so those are my general thoughts. I would say if you want a more specific talk about it, watch Buckland's video. Okay, enough plugging for Buckland there. I'll throw his link here um, in the description once I remember to do it. Um, what else do I have? I know there's a lot of points that I want to um, there's a lot of points that I actually want to do in videos. Let me delete that off. That was whenever. Um, but I don't think I have enough time right now or the mental capacity on some of them. I know I want to. Um, at some point, I want to make the drones counter. I did leave some drones, so twice. I'm getting or one drone. So I really got to get that down. Switching ammos, new guns, join the corp. Okay, I just talked about that there, so we'll delete that. If I find something more interesting about corporations, I'll do it. Oh, review rankings icons. If I remember correctly, I ran across something. I don't know if it's something new in the last year or if it is something that has been around for a while. Um, but let me see here. I think agent info. Was it in my rankings, my interactions here? I'm not going to spend too much time looking for it if I can't remember. I think it was in my interactions. And then if I scroll down to the different agents here. Yeah. Okay. So one nice little thing that I noticed was when you go into your interactions and then you go into the standings area. I don't know if I've been calling it rankings versus standings. I think I've been calling it rankings. Well, it's your standings. I'll probably keep calling it rankings once I forget to call it right. Oh, if you notice, I've been slowly upgrading my Amanda Rose, my character here, with the free stuff I've been getting through both the new player experience and the uh, Crimson Harvest stuff that's going on. So she's got a nice new shirt, nice new hat. Good for you, Amanda. Um, so I don't know when this all started, when they started adding these on, but a nice little boost here is when you go into your standings, they've got some icons up top that can give you a little some pointers. Um, and I know this is really simple, but I really kind of like this. Um, and it's the guy who used to play 12 years ago or whatever, how many years ago it was, who struggled to find information about certain things, who is pleasantly surprised about the nice little bonuses that CCP has programmed into the game. So right next to the one character that I'm trying to boost up to get to a ranking of 10.0, I'm at 9.45 right now. So I'm fighting. It's a long slog to get there. I'm almost there. I might be able to do it by the end of today if I actually do a bunch of missions. We'll see. I may do another video as soon as I do it, just as a celebration. But while I was looking at her standings, I started noticing these little icons, and and they explain not only what this character is, what type of character it is, but also things that might help you. So a great example is if you just hover over the little book, it talks about you might want to boost your social skills up, train connections to improve your standings with her. I've already trained as an alpha, my connections as high as they will go to two. Then here it says complete missions. Completing missions for Amaris will result in improved standings for you, their corp, and their faction. So I know we all know this, but these are nice little things for a new player and their experience that they can just learn about versus having to read different articles and things that can change. In from my own world, this is nice because if something updates in the game, they'll update it here. Whereas maybe if you're reading an old article about how standings are adjusted or things like that, maybe that article's 3 years old and you don't know if the game has changed. So hopefully these little icons and things like that are being upgraded. Again, it's got the failing missions. But if you come up here, if I remember correctly, and you look at the actual factions, it'll also give you some more. So it's got the three here, your social skills, your derived standings, and the special missions, talks about that. And then you've got, and these are the two that caught my eye because I think a lot of people don't understand this or don't even know about it. And it's why I'm kind of doing the missions now, even though I'm trying to slowly make a manufacturing character, is your um, standings with specific corporations directly affect both your reprocessing tax and your broker's fees. So if you're trying to make things and sell them on the open market, these are doing missions and raising your standings with these corporations will be directly affected and you'll make more money in the long run. So doing both those types of gameplay styles can be a bonus. I don't think a lot of, especially newer players, know about that. So number one, I really like these icons because they're a nice little bonus to the game. But number two, I wanted to bring this up. Maybe it's a video for down the future um, to talk about how much it affects it. Is it worthwhile to worry about? But in general, I always like to just point out little things that maybe newer players don't know about until a year in, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, how much have I saved?" If and you can just if you figure out this is my thoughts. If you finally figure out if you're living in high sec, you finally figure out the systems that you want to hang out in. You don't have to raise your standings with all corporations, just the ones that you're working out of. So you can get the lower amounts. The other thing you could do is you can lower some of these costs by working out of a player controlled station. And a, a perfect example would be if you are living out in nullsec and in a huge alliance or corporation, and you're just trading and selling amongst other players, at that point, there's a lot lower reduction in costs and things like that. So a lot of different gameplay aspects in regards to this sort of thing. But this is one little spot here that for up and coming players they may not know about. Boom, got it. All right. Wow, this went longer than I thought it was going to. I'm gonna be honest, I thought I was gonna do a 10-minute video. Um, I got other stuff I wanna do and play with. But I wanna relax, so I'm gonna end this video here and post it later on today. And then I'm gonna play some more, and I'm gonna watch the game and just relax. Oh, shoot! The game started. All right, live update. I think the game's or maybe it starts at 1:15. Let's see here. I know you guys are really enthralled. 3 minutes in, 2 minutes and 18 seconds in, and it's still tied. Philadelphia Eagles, Cleveland Browns, 0-0. And the Eagles have the ball on their own 31-yard line. So I'm going to go watch that game. Um, and then I'll probably be back playing Eve 10 minutes later because I'm so frustrated. Um, but other than that, hey guys, I will talk to you soon. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly hard like you want, and have a good one. See ya.